Hi guys, this is Mohit Tyagi. Today we will discuss a real-time Power BI problem. So here you can see I have already created the dashboard. So this is a line chart where we are taking sum of sales with respect to order date. We can filter out our line chart based on the selection of slicer. If I select YTD, so it is showing me YTD. If I select MTD, so it is showing MTD, right? And if I select custom date, a new order date filter is activated and we can change our date accordingly, right? So we have to perform all this. So let's create a new sheet where we can recreate the same. So this is our new sheet. First, we need to import the data. So go to the get data, XCSV, and we are selecting sample superstore order data, right? So I'm just selecting this. So it is opening. So since the data is already clean, so we don't need to go to the transformation mode. Just click onto the load. And so data is loaded. So now we can simply create a line chart. Select line chart. Just increase the size. And we can take it order date along with the sum of sales. Right. So we need to change the order date form. We need to change it order date, right? So once we have changed this, so you can see we are having the line chart. So now we need to create a slicer. Based on that, we can filter out our line chart. So to create that slicer where we are having YTD, QTD, MTD, right? Just like this, period. We need to create a separate table which will contain all the value of this period along with the order by, right? So come to our new sheet and we just need to click onto the enter data, right? From here, we can also create the table and we can rename our table slicer table. And we can give the name period and order by, right? So first we are taking YTD, QTD, MTD, and last 10 days. And last one is the custom. Order by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is nothing but in this form, like we want to see first YTD, then QTD in that way. So that's why we are taking order by 1, 2, 3, right? Let me remove this extra row, right click and delete. Right? So load this, right? So a new table is created, a slicer table. So now we can use period field for the slicer. So select the slicer, make it small, and select the period. So once you have selected the period, so we are getting all the value, but we are not getting them into the proper order, right? So we need to go to the table view and select period, go to the sort by column, order by. Once we do that, so we can see now the value are coming into the proper order, right? And this is done. So now we need to create another table. that will be for the date value, unique date value, and that will be used to calculate the YTD QTD MTD, right? So go to the table view and go to the table tool, add a new table. We can give it name as dimension date, distinct sample superstore order date. So we are taking distinct order date value from the main table and we are giving it name as dimension date. And we can change the data type. So let me create a new measure which will give us the value as a maximum date, right? New measure, maximum sample superstore order date, right? So this will give us the maximum date which is available in our sample superstore data. And that maximum date we will use to calculate the last 10 days, right? Now we will create another measure which will calculate all the value of the slicer. New measure. We can give it name as period selection. Period select, right? Equal to. So in the first variable, period selection. So inside period selection, we will use the function selected value and we will take the order by values from slicer table. So it will give us whether we are selected 1, 2, 3, 5, right? Shift enter. Second variable will be for the YTD calculation. Here we will use simple maximum value from sample superstore data order date, right? So we are finding the maximum date to calculate the YTD in dates YTD. Right? So inside date YTD, we will take the dimension order date, right? So this is our YTD. So this will calculate our YTD. Just copy this, Control C and Shift Enter, paste it. And we just need to change it from YTD to QTD, right? Just need to change it here from dates YTD to dates QTD. Everything will be same, right? Shift Enter, copy and paste it again. Type MTD and from here select dates MTD. So we have created YTD, QTD, MTD, right? Now we will work on the last 10 days. Shift Enter. Last 10 days. Equal to maximum sample superstore order date in filter. Here we will use filter, right? Because we don't have any function which will give us the last 10 days output. So to calculate that, we will use filter. Inside the filter, we will use dim date order date less than equal to maximum date, right? So this maximum date we have calculated separately, which is the scalar value. And dim date order date is greater than equal to maximum date minus 10, right? So this will give us the range of last 10 days. Shift enter variable. So this one will be for the custom. Maximum sample superstore order date in all. Inside all, we will use the dim date. So we are using all here because we want to take all the value from the dim date table, right? Shift enter, return. So now we will use all the created variable with the help of switch. So inside that, we need to pass the period selection. This is nothing but this first variable which we created. So whatever value we are selecting, whether it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So based on that, we will select our rest of the variable. If period selection is 1, then we want YTD, right? If period selection is 2, then we want QTD, right? If it is 3, then we want MTD. If it is 4, then we want last 10 days. If it is 5, then we want custom, right? So this will give us value in true and false, right? So we can make it integer so that we can use it inside the filter. Enter. So now we have to select our line chart. Select period selection, add into the filter section, and we want is equal to 1 because we want to take value only if it is true. Apply filter, right? So it is not showing anything because we have not selecting anything. So if I select YTD, so we can see YTD value. If I select MTD, so I can see MTD. If I select last 10 days, so I can see last 10 days data, right? If I select custom, so it is showing me all the data, right? So now everything is working fine. So now we have to add another slicer which will act according to the custom. So let me add another slicer. And inside that we will take order date, right? So this is the order date. So we want to make it so we want to make this order date slicer active only when we select custom, right? If we are selecting anything except custom, so we want this as inactive. So to make this possible, we need to create a measure again. New measure. We can give it name as date slicer. And we can use if condition if selected value inside the slicer table order by is equal to 5, then 1 else 0, right? If we are selecting customer, which is order by is equal to 5, then we want it true, else we want this false, right? That's why we are giving 0. Enter. Now we have to select this and we need to use that. We need to use the date slicer inside the filter. And we need to select is equal to 1. Apply, right? So it is disabled now, right? Now select your period and go to the format, go to the edit interaction, right? And if I select this custom date, I want to make it filter, right? That's all. Enter, right? So now it is uh, applicable on custom only, right? If I select the last 10 days, so it is disabled, right? If I select YTD, it is still disabled. If I select custom, it is enabled, right? And I can select any date range, right? So that's how it is achieved, right? So now we can also do some kind of formatting. Select format, canvas background. We can give the canvas background color gray, and we can make it transparency, right? So we can also do some formatting into line chart. Select line chart, go to the format, general, effect, color select is yellow, and make it some transparent, right? Do the same for the period. Go to the general effect, color yellow, make it some transparent. Same for order date, color yellow, make it some transparent, right? That's how you can do that. So that's how we can achieve this, right? So thank you so much for watching this video. Have a nice day. Bye.